I mean, it could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse.
Could it? No.
It could have. Could have been 2 hours and 6 minutes late. Yeah. I'm gonna wait like 30 seconds, for some people to come in here. Because right now we got 0, which is exactly how many friends I have.
Not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would hope so.
And you are right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it's very easy to look tan next to me because I'm about as white as a Kleenex. And I'm not proud of it. Ooh, I'm not proud of it at all. Oh, it's Elizabeth.
Ew.
Yeah. Okay, we got a couple people in here. It's me. Hello. What's going on, guys? Okay, so we're gonna go on and start reading off the comments on the video or on the post. Sorry, from yesterday, and then we're gonna go to some comments on the video, on the episode itself, on chapter 1. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. What do we got, Thomas?
Do I say the person's name?
Sure.
I don't think I can.
Unless there's like a profanity in it.
Lunar?
Lunar.
Lunar? Yeah. How long are you guys planning to keep the series for?
Okay, so how long? I mean, we don't have like a specific window, but we actually plan on chapter 2 being the finale as of now. That could change, and we have plans for things after that if we are able to continue. But as of right now, chapter 2 is set to be the finale of basically the main characters, if that makes sense. Like, there's a really big story, and this like the character arcs of like our characters, Jacob and Aaron, are set to kind of end with chapter 2. But if we are able to going after that, we definitely will. So consider chapter 2 like a soft finale, if that makes any sense.
I was gonna say something, but that wouldn't work. It's not a spoiler, but it's just to throw off a lot of people.
Yeah.
Could also be kind of funny. Anyway, second question. What's the budget? I'm genuinely curious.
The budget for the Armored Guardians
$10.
is no, it's technically a no budget production because we don't have like a specific amount of money allocated to spend on the Armored Guardians. It's literally just whatever, like,
Andrew's paycheck.
Basically, I'm gonna be totally honest. Like, most of it is just like whatever I can. If I can afford to make 3 more sets of armor for the next episode, then that's what we'll do. You know, if I can afford the costumes for it, that's what it'll. Because I make it all myself. Every prop is made by me. You can see the Baroness and Talon helmets up there on the shelf, and everything else. We actually got like a pile of props behind us. We're not going to go through everything. But, so we don't have like any expensive cameras. We don't even have any like actual equipment other than like a tripod and things like that. It's literally just whatever we can shoot for as cheap as possible and whatever I can afford for to produce for the next installment. No Jimber Lemon or Kachudoki. I mean, I didn't say that. I didn't say there weren't going to be any new forms or suits in the next chapter. You know, that's completely still up in the air. Okay, next question.
3. Is there any you realize you need fixing?
Is there anything you realize?
Wow, I can't read.
That's okay.
Is there anything you realize you need fixing when you release the first chapter? Yeah, the orange shoulder pad.
Oh yeah, we broke the samurai orange armament shoulder pad in the middle of a take.
It ripped right off.
And yeah, you can watch it. It's on our one of our behind the scenes videos. It's in the line where you're like really excited and hyped up, and the shoulder pad just flies right off.
Like,
so we had to take. Yeah, so we had to take like 2 weeks off for me to like fix it and get ready and everything. Are you guys gonna sing? You don't want to hear us sing, dude. You don't want to hear us sing at all. Um, I believe in you guys. Never had hopes for a Guy fan adaptation. And this turned out great. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Um, our series is going in a very different direction than Gaim, but still uses a lot of the series for inspiration, obviously. Um, so it's not going to feel like hey, what's up? It's not going to feel like an American like translation of Gaim. That would be like we've talked about it before. That would be kind of insulting, in my opinion, if we just made like a middle school play version of Gaim. Because if we tried to adapt it like 1-to-1, that's what it would look like.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
What was the primary motivation for the? Oh gosh.
I think they meant to say making of this series. What was the primary, or the naming of this? I don't know.
Want to do both?
Sure. What was the primary motivation for making of the series? Because we really wanted to, or I really wanted to, and Thomas was enthusiastic enough to help out, basically.
I've been a little bit over enthusiastic
at first, but that's okay. We've done like a dozen polls about like who's your favorite Armored Guardian, what was your favorite scene in the Armored Guardians Chapter 1, and whatever option I have for Thomas's character, whatever the option is that has Thomas's icon on it is the one that wins in a landslide. Like my character is not nearly as popular. Elizabeth's character is not nearly as popular. Everyone else is just kind of falls by the wayside. And Thomas's character is easily the most popular, which is totally fine. That's just honestly not completely what I expected, to be totally honest with you. But
I think it was just the fact that like my character was supposed to be the main character, and then it kind of was like, actually, there's been some reasons why he can't, and then it just went on downhill from there.
So there's really, in my opinion, like when you watch the new Chapter 1, it kind of feels like more of an ensemble than like just about Jacob. If you guys haven't, if you guys haven't watched Chapter 1, the re-release of Chapter 1, the official Chapter 1, please do that, because the original Chapter 1, the one that's like non-canonized now, is at 18,000 views and has a lot more likes and watch time. And the new one, the re-release, like the official one, that's actually going to lead into Chapter 2 and whatever future projects we're able to do for the Armored Guardians. Like the new Chapter 1, that's our actual first stepping stone. That's the first one. So like if you start with the one that's labeled as test pilot with the black and white thumbnail that we posted a few months ago, it's not going to work nearly as well. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's just like how they had adapted Ryuki and Super Sentai. Yeah, one of my main inspirations. We'll veer off the questions because I want to answer you guys a little bit while we answer this. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. But one of my biggest inspirations was how Disney adapted Go Onger into Power Rangers RPM, because I love both of those seasons a lot, but they could not be more different. Like really much at all. The tone is different, the characters are different, the lore is different. And for the Armored Guardians, I wanted like some of the vague themes to be the same. Like you've got what in my opinion is going to be a really interesting sibling dynamic with Aaron and Ashley's characters, are Gridon and Baron equivalents. That kind of mirrors the Ryugen and Zangetsu sibling relationship of Gaim, and we're also going to have like what's going to grow out to be like a big mythology of the Armored Guardians, like a bigger world basically, than just like the 4 or 5 main characters you met in Chapter 1. Would love to see the script y'all have for the Kabuto idea. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Thank you for your comment. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's not very good. That was the first ever movie script I've ever written. The first Armored Guardian script goes back to 2018, and that's bad. That first draft is terrible. We've read that together. I don't think it was too long ago.
I don't remember.
We're gonna. That's for the best, trust me. Because
we're gonna put in YouTube video.
We actually might. And it's funny because I was going to make a video titled All the Crazy Ideas in the First Draft of the Armored Guardians, and then I ended up putting most of them back in when I wrote Chapter 2.
Did you put in the bed scene?
No, Thomas, shut up. That's not real.
The dialogue
It's not funny. People are going to believe that.
The dialogue was so bad. I'm not going to lie to you. The dialogue was so funny.
The dialogue has hopefully gotten a little bit better. Funnily enough, I love how you guys did Greedon suit. Thank you. Greedon has always been my favorite character from Gaim, and I knew if I was ever going to adapt Gaim that I would want to play whatever our adaptation or counterpart of Greedon was, because that would just be too big of an opportunity to pass up. I actually have 2 Greedon helmets behind me. I don't know if you can see them both. One's right there, and that's the actual prop that we use. And then this one is an Aniki cosplay. Don't order from Aniki cosplay. This one's an Aniki cosplay collectible. So yeah, I knew that Greedon was the character that I would want to play the adaptation of, even though I don't think Aaron is very much like Jonochi at all. Not to say anything bad about Jonochi. He's an amazing character, but Aaron's just a very different take. Sorry, I'm trying to not miss anything. Funny enough, I only watched Rider and not Sentai. My favorite is Ghost. First off, thank you. I love Ghost a lot, and I think it has a lot of problems, but I think the characters and concepts from Ghost are a lot, help save it a lot. Which may seem weird, but no, my second favorite is Gaim, so basically I found this from a friend and decided to support this project. Thank you so much. A Ghost adaptation would be really cool, but it would be there would need to be so much VFX involved, in my opinion. It would be really cool to do like kind of a Ghost Hunter show, like Danny Phantom, like something of that. Like, have you ever watched Danny Phantom, or is that before your time a little bit?
The only Ghost Hunter thing I watched was Paranormal Investigator.
Oh really? It wouldn't feel like that. If I ever did a Ghost adaptation, it'd be something probably very adjacent to Danny Phantom. That's probably how I would approach it. But thank you for your support, though. I greatly appreciate that. Do you guys ever plan on doing something related or possibly follow up to Armored Guardians in the future? I'm curious. So we have Chapter 2 in production right now. The script is actually pretty much done. The props are really close to being done. We're in the middle of a terrible heat wave at the moment, and I wanted to start filming Chapter 2 in July, but I was like, I want the script to be really good. I want everyone behind the scenes to be kind of on the same page about Chapter 2 before we get started. So we're actually pushing filming to September. And I'm hoping we can have like a meeting between the cast, because the cast has actually not all been in one place at one time before. And I'd like to sit down and talk about it. And I'm gonna be totally open with you guys right now. We got a not so nice comment a few days ago on a Facebook post that I shared the episode on, and it basically was like saying we're all like not really very good actors.
Understandable.
And like I was like, I understand that, but like really that's my fault as a director. And I see one of my biggest inspirations is George Lucas, and I think I take a lot of George Lucas's problems.
The sand scene.
Like no, I don't have the same scenes written yet, but I think like George Lucas is famous for directing, telling his actors when they're not entirely sure what to do, he'll just tell them faster and more intense. And I've probably done a relative equivalent to that several times. Like,
pronunciate.
Yeah, just say the words, you idiot.
That's mine right there.
No, it's okay. You guys already answered that. But if we can do more past Chapter 2 or other, I would love to do shorts, like short episodes. Because the first episode, the first chapter of the Armored Guardians is 35 minutes long, and we can't keep doing those. As much as I would love to, not every future Armored Guardians project can be nearly that long. So I'd love to do shorts, like 5-minute like spotlights on a character or an area of the world building I want to explore. That would be really sick. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. It's all about what the cast can do and all about what we can film without having a heat stroke. Lychee is great. I hope y'all make the Lychee suit and possibly do the You Are the Hero. Yeah, Lychee, I have mixed feelings about. I love, obviously, like, Greedon's my favorite. Lychee, I can't help but have some issues with how they colored the suit. I don't like the blue eyes with the orange shoulder pads, and I can't help but, like, feel like there's just a little bit, because like you have the gold accents on the top half, and then the silver accents on the bottom half, and then the brown undersuit. And the back of the helmet, back of the Lychee helmet is actually exactly the same as the Acorn helmet. They didn't repaint it, and that bothers me like so badly. But Lychee is a really cool form. Ghost is by far my favorite, mainly because I just enjoy its defects. I think Necrom is easily the best character of Ghosts. Thomas has not seen any Ghosts, so I'm not even gonna like.
I've seen like one episode.
Yeah, and that was probably
a while ago.
that was probably like 10 years ago almost.
Probably.
But Necrom saves the show for me. There's a lot of other characters that I think are okay, and like I love the concepts. All that's really cool. I'd love to help you all, but being in Spain does not help. At least I can do Spain. Yeah, you guys don't. We're never gonna like. We're never gonna make any crowdfunding pages or anything like that, or Patreon. Like I'm never gonna ask for your money. Like we've said this in live streams before. And like this is like something that we like get to do. You know, like this is as much work as it is. It is a privilege, and I think there are just much better causes for it. And I'm not trying to sound like a saint here. I'm not perfect, but like I've said it before. If we did ask for a GoFundMe or a crowdfunding page, I would feel bad on the. I'd feel bad. Like if we asked for $5,000 or something, that's relatively low for a crowdfunding. I'd be like, well, I would like to make an episode, but also like the animal shelter needs cat food, you know, and I'd probably like blow it all on cat food for the animal shelter. I'm not perfect. I'm just saying this. I'd feel bad if I didn't do something like that. We'll get back to the questions in a second. I'm trying to engage with most of your comments. You guys got a hater post? That means you're doing good. Dude, you should see some of the posts we got, or some of the comments we got when I announced the project, because I made a YouTube video that I eventually took down, and I made posts on Facebook in a few different Kamen Rider groups. Dude, people were not happy. I don't know if I showed you any of the comments. I probably just read them to myself and internalized them.
It's a personal offense.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to this stuff, I'm kind of sensitive because I work hard on it. But dude, they were like, people were just like, you're gonna mess it up. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Like, Gaim's perfect. You're just gonna ruin it. And I'm just like, even if we did do something terrible, Gaim is still gonna be Gaim at the end of the day. Like, nothing we make is gonna like tarnish Gaim. That doesn't make any sense. And I understand not everything needs an adaptation, and I understand not really wanting one. But like honestly, the story we're gonna tell is so different, and just uses Gaim as an inspiration, that I don't think there's anything we could possibly do to like tarnish Gaim or like soil Gaim's good name or something.
I think the only way that we could possibly do that is if we make the basics not the basics.
Yeah.
Like you know how it's like.
Well, I mean, honestly, a lot of our basics are different. Or do you mean like if we change the suits?
No, I mean like let's say you put on a belt, it doesn't put it on. You have to manually put it on.
Well, some seasons do that.
Or like you don't have a blade. You just have to like open the fruit.
You gotta, yeah, that'd be weird if you were just had to like do it like do it yourself. That'd actually be really funny and not in a good way. Yeah, that in reality, haters are really just hating on you because of their envy over people's existence. Yeah, I had a really nice guy on one of those. I think it was one of the admins, and he stuck up for me, and I really appreciated his help. He was like, you know, at least they're doing something. You know, I don't know if he was thrilled about it either, to be honest with you, because the promo pictures that I posted were not really the best. I didn't really go in giving it my best pitch, admittedly. But personally, like I think anybody can adapt any season they want to. I wouldn't even be offended if somebody else like tried to adapt Gaim while we were doing it. Like I'm not like defensive over it. You know, I'm not like the Gaim adaptation's our thing. Like we did it first. You scram. You know, like you can do whatever. And I feel like somebody might actually do that. I actually thought about that because, dude, once Chapter 2 comes out, you guys, Chapter 2 is gonna so many crazy things happen.
Gonna blow your socks off.
Okay. But Chapter 2 is gonna be crazy, and I can honestly see some fans, like some like religious fans, being like, "You shouldn't have changed that much. This is too different. I can't get on board with it." And then they make like a Gaim adaptation in response to our Gaim adaptation. That's more of a faithful adaptation. But yeah, like I could see some people kind of doing that because like I said, I brought back some of the crazier elements that I thought would kind of scare people away. Um, and because honestly, I just think it's gonna be really interesting, and I would want to see it. Like that's something I kept in mind. Like if somebody did this, how would I feel about it? And I would actually feel like that'd be a really cool interpretation. So, um, honestly, even though I don't know where you guys film or get into copy with the see, I appreciate that. Joining in like cameos are not something we plan on doing very often. Um, Darius, our Armored Rider or Armored Guardian Gensui cameo, that was a very rare thing. Um, I was actually in talks with Darius to help us out with VFX at first, but he doesn't model things. Like he doesn't, from what I understand, he does more of like just VFX stuff and not really like modeling. So he couldn't really model um, the fruit armors. And Darius is a huge Gaim fan as well, and he actually made a fan film for Gaim called The Lost Fruit, and that came out like I think in 2014 or something. And I actually kept his character's name from that short film, not Gensui. I came up with that name. That's the like rider name, guardian name, and the character's like first name is Ken, and he came up with that way back in 2014. And I thought it'd be kind of cool if like that project was kind of affiliated with ours, like kind of in the same universe. It wouldn't really work, like super well because he wanted his project to be like part of the Gaim series basically. So I guess you could chalk it up to multiverse antics or something, like variants, whatever. Even though I don't plan on getting into any of that. But if we ever did like more shorts, you know, um, and we had more room to do like extra things in, we could we could maybe try to fit some cameos in for that. But it's not really. I'm trying to keep like a really tight main script, so we wouldn't really have like I'm trying to not like you know shoot the story in a bunch of different places. I want it to feel really focused because we don't have a lot of extra time to burn and resources to burn. So we still have more questions, don't we?
It's a little bit more.
Did we finish that first one? I think we still
Yeah.
had more on the.
No, I finished it.
Oh, we did.
Yeah. You wanted the name and then the.
Oh, I'll see. We have someone misspell something, so I'm gonna answer what they also might have been asking. Uh, the motivation for naming the series the Armored Guardians. This was a huge thing that people did not like. That they were more than happy to tell me about in the comments. But people do not like the name the Armored Guardians, and I understand that because it's not like a Common Rider sounding name. Like people wanted me to either like keep the Common Rider name, but I just didn't want to. I didn't want to do that.
Copyright strike with the name.
Copyright for one.
That would be crazy.
But also like I kind of wanted to approach this, and you guys aren't going to want to hear this, but I kind of wanted to approach this as to like if I was trying to get people into Kamen Rider, if I was trying to get people like if this was somebody's first Toku show, what's a name that might sound interesting to them? And I wanted something that sounded more mythological. Like people really wanted me to do something like Armored Warrior Samurai or Armored Guardian Samurai, like name the show specifically after Jacob's character. But once the whole thing is out, you're gonna see like just how little Jacob's character really has to do with it. Not that he has like not that he's not a player at all, or anything like that, of course. But like it's definitely meant to be more of an ensemble, and so I didn't want to name it after one person and make it sound too. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but I didn't want it to sound too Kamen Rider like initially, if that makes any sense. And that's not because I hate Kamen Rider, of course, but it's just to do something different. And I wanted to like something that motivated me in a lot of writing decisions in this was purely just like what would I want to see and what would be something that like that Toku wouldn't do very often, if that makes sense. Like what's something I could do that not very many people would do when adapting a guy? Like what's not the easy decision to make, if that makes any sense. They called themselves Armored Riders in the show. Yeah, that was actually the original title for the Armored Guardians, was the Armored Riders, and that's what the title was for like 3 years when I was still working on the original scripts. Let me get back up to this long one. I'm gonna repeat this I said earlier. Hoping they'll actually do it. I think it'd be a sick idea, making a Discord server. Yeah, that'd be something that I would be open to doing. I'm not on Discord. Are you on Discord? We're not on Discord, so like, I might mess with it because I've actually had a few people ask me if we could do that. And I think somebody is sharing our stuff around on Discord anyway, because on our analytics, like some of our views come from Discord, so somebody is sharing us around on there. Thank you if it's one of you guys, but we'll talk about it. We'll think about it. Other being, where the hell are you guys going to get the budget for a dozen motorbikes? Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, because motorcycles are very expensive. Thomas could tell you a lot about that. Thomas is actually slowly becoming a motorcycle enthusiast. But yeah, that was another reason why I didn't want Rider to be in the name, is because it felt deceptive, because like, I wanted this to be all original footage. And I know that sounds pretentious, but like, I want to be someone that really improves their filmmaking skills, like, in addition to making an adaptation. So I wanted to like shoot everything myself, or if I'm in front of the camera, I wanted to like be able to direct the cinematographer, whoever that might be. So I didn't, and I don't feel comfortable putting any of our cast on motorcycles to try and do any choreography on there.
One day.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I don't have the money for medical bills. But yeah, and honestly, like, motorbike choreography is not my favorite thing in general. Because there's a fight between Baron and Tyrant in one of the movies, where they just like duel each other on motorbikes that come out of nowhere. And like, I'm not saying you can't have fun and make a silly little scene, but that's just not my thing. So like, I just didn't want to do anything like that. But that's just me. I've always been most attracted to, when it comes to Kamen Rider, I've been most attracted to the aesthetics, like the suits and the choreography, like hand-to-hand stuff or weapon stuff. That's what inspires me. If somebody else wants to make a Tokyo adaptation, where they're on motorcycles all the time, please go off. Please do that. But you won't see it here.
That sounds hard, dude.
Yeah.
That sounds like incredibly hard to fight. Because there's a scene in John Wick, where he's like fighting like 9 people on motorcycles, and like there's someone that's like an expert that was like, yeah, no, realistically, that bike would turn and he would probably high side before he hit like one hit.
I'm not saying it can't be done, but like, it's not something I would feel comfortable writing and directing and then asking Thomas, or even I wouldn't ask myself to do it.
Imagine wrecking a rental.
Yeah.
On a dirt bike. Dirt bikes are expensive, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They're like $10,000.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what?
Dude, like, the very first like 2 minutes of chapter 1 are me like nearly falling off a cliff, and I'll nearly throw myself off cliffs all day for this production, but I'm not putting our cast behind motorbikes and risking their lives. If you guys feel comfortable or anything, can you start a server and I can help with it? Everything else, I'm really excited to see what you guys do with this project. And the future is, we'll think about it. I'm not gonna commit either way at the moment, just because I'm not gonna excuse me, not to make myself sound like like a holier than thou or anything like that, but I am in charge of, what would you say, probably like 95% of the behind the scenes stuff for the Armored Guardians.
Yeah.
Like, I make the script, I make all the props, I do the, I'm mainly in charge of scheduling, marketing, sometimes, and then I'm directing, and then I'm also acting. So like, that takes a lot of time. So we'll see what we can do, but I'll have to think about it. What inspires me from Kamen Rider is how even when they're beaten and on the ground, they still get back up no matter what they lose. Yeah, something I want for our main characters, and this is going to sound counterintuitive, but I want them to lose a lot, because I watch a lot of fan films, and I'm not here to diss on any creator, anything like that, but a lot of people are like making fan films where their guys like wins like all the time. Like doesn't matter what the character is. Like, and I'm not. You can do whatever you want. I'm not here to judge anybody, but I'm just saying you don't get to see like fan projects where people like the main characters lose all that much from what I've seen. And Aaron in the first episode, my character, is honestly not that great. Like I can't think of anybody except for Taylor, Elizabeth's character, that's like a really like good fighter.
Yeah.
Like my character, my character's not that good at it. Like Thomas's character's not that good at it. Like that's when we had the crawler fights. You know, like I didn't want them to feel like too one-sided. Like I didn't want them to feel like a generic like putty or like a, you know, your average like grunt villain where like the hero can beat up 20 of them at the same time. I wanted it to feel like, you know, like even just one for our main guys can take a little bit. And that I just think that's more interesting. I have a feeling if you guys do plan on another Kamen Rider related series, you could definitely pull off a show related one or of the more simplistic series. I had this idea, and like we probably won't get to do anything other than the Armored Guardians because there's a lot that I want to do for the Armored Guardians, so I don't want to divide up my attention. But so a project I have thought about doing is like an 80s, like a very 80s reminiscent like action movie, and it would be based on ZO because I really like the ZO movie. The practical effects in it are really good, and the miniature work is really cool. And I thought about doing something like that, maybe, like at some point. Probably won't happen, but like a really simplistic, like mainly focusing on like stylistic shots as opposed to like how many props and suits. ZO, not Geo. Sorry, I realize how different or how similar that sounds. I would not do a Geo adaptation. I don't think an anniversary season would be a good pick for that, just me personally, in my opinion. But was I in the middle of answering something? I understand the losing part. I will, however, say I love what you guys are doing, and I can't stop saying how much I love the effort. It's just true. I'm obsessed with Kamen Rider. Yeah, I am too. I'm not as obsessed as I used to be. I don't watch very many new seasons. I'm kind of at the point where I've taken as much that interests me and I want to put it into my own work. So like instead of like watching every new episode or movie, I'm writing a script or I'm making a prop. Could you hand me that helmet right over there, the black one?
Yeah.
So like after like on my Instagram, like I show off some of the props I make because not all the props I make are for the Armored Guardians. A lot of them are just ones that I want to have for my collection. And this is one I've been wanting to make forever. So like, you guys know who Orga is. So like, when the series is over, this is what I'm going to be focusing on, is just making things like this in my spare time. Because I've learned a lot from making the Armored Guardians props, and I want to keep learning. And thank you. It's one of my favorite designs. I wanted to make it like forever. So, yeah. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah. So that's what I do with my love for Kamen Rider now. I try to channel it into more like creative things that interest me personally as opposed to like consuming. And it's also like a very high barrier to entry as far as money goes because you guys probably know Kamen Rider merchandise is not cheap.
Cool.
And so like it honestly cost me probably $30 to make that helmet. And like I'm not joking. And you know, that's the only way I can do something that's sustainable for me, both financially and creatively. And yeah. Also, recently just bought myself a two. Hold on. Oh, it's from Revice. Revice is not for me. I'm sorry, I can't talk Revice. Like for me, I'm the type of Kamen Rider fan that knows a lot about some seasons, and then like some that I just didn't that weren't for me. You should take commissions at some point. I've thought about it. It really depends on if I'm able to afford good enough materials. But I'd really like to, because some people charge a lot, and I'm not saying they don't work hard. But it's hard. It's definitely hard for some fans like myself. Like the original plan for the Armored Guardians was to commission all the props from somebody like Aniki Cosplay, that does like professional level work. But that helmet cost me $400. And like you guys probably know how many Armored Guardians are in the series, at least just the first chapter. And there are a lot more. For you wondering, there are going to be more Armored Guardians introduced, definitely. The only way we could make that possible and to create a, in my opinion, interesting and expansive lore is if I make it myself. And I've just basically spent the last 2 years learning the very basics of prop making. And thank you guys so much, because I've gotten so many compliments on my suits, and I don't think they're that good. Like, and that's not me like fishing for compliments, because you guys already gave me the compliments. Both Chapter 1 videos and every post I make of the suits, you guys say super nice things, and like it feels really good, because and it's definitely inspiration to keep doing that in my own personal time between episodes, and once the series is over, I'll be doing that like overtime. I definitely buy something as long as it's in my price range. Ghost stuff, that would be cool, but a lot of Ghost stuff relies on like really like form-fitting things like fabric. Like I haven't worked much with fabric at all, and that's why the Gaim suits were honestly like the most suited to me, because a lot of people were like, "You went for Gaim," like that was a weird choice because that stuff's hard to make. But for me, like it's kind of easier in a way to make big bulky armor pieces, because like you can focus more on shapes, like bigger, more like basic shapes, as opposed to like ones that are like super form fitting and like super complex. Because for those, like you can't like rely on the big picture to kind of like round it out,
That's why I made the acorn shoulder pad so big.
Dude, I did make see like every like mistake that I know, like I always see, but you guys like the compliments on that have been awesome. Any more? We have some more questions on this one, right? Why are the Guardians black? Yeah. So the Armored Guardians, and this is basically to save money. We've talked about this before. There are only 2 full Armored Guardian suits, like undersuit and Under Armor and all that, and they're based on the prototype suits that we saw in the Zangetsu stage show back in 2019. It's kind of crazy. Like the first draft of the Armored Guardians is earlier, like is older than the Zangetsu stage show, where our props, most of them are based off of now, and that's funny to think about. But it makes it easier because they all have the same base suit, so I didn't have to make like 5 or 6 base suits. We can just like it's all just alternating armor and helmets, and but they're so different enough in color and shape that they don't look like they're reusing most of the same parts, but they actually in reality are.
Also, the texture for the normal like orange suit, is very interesting. Like I don't know how they do it.
Like it's kind of like a diamond pattern, I think, but really subtle. Yeah, like I don't do stitch work, that like I don't sew, so like I couldn't make a very accurate like Gaim or Gridon undersuit. So I would rather go with a safer option that I knew I could execute better than do something too risky, if that makes any sense. Was that all for that one?
Will unripe lock seeds make any difference?
Will unripe lock seeds
make any difference?
I'm not entirely sure what it means by unripe lock seeds. I get maybe the rusted lock seeds, because you have the fresh lock seeds. And we probably won't do anything with that, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I try to not give away spoilers. Like, people always ask, like, when's Bravo going to be in here? When is, like, Duke going to be in here? And I'm just like, I can't tell you that. Like, I've talked about this before. Like, I have to pretend my story is a lot more important than it really is, because if I give too much away, it's going to lose, like, all of the intrigue for the people that actually care. So I have to, like, keep this story that like almost nobody cares about like super top secret. But as for unripe lock seeds, I'm not entirely sure what that means. All I can assume that it might mean are the rusted lock seeds or the fresh lock seeds. And I guess there's kind of an example of the rusted lock seed aesthetic that's going to be making an appearance, but it's not really the same thing. And then no fresh lock seeds. I think I just said that. If I ever got enough money for a Ghost Driver, I'll definitely buy it. I'm not kidding. And if I ever can, I'll send you one. I have a Ghost Driver, actually. And you're fine. You can ramble as much as you want. I don't mind. Your friends are having a recurring joke where we have a lemonade item in it. Oh my goodness. Whenever we have a lemonade item in a Minecraft, we would just say it's lemon energy. It's really funny because when Gone was airing, I was huge into Minecraft at the time. Back in 2013, 2014, I was a huge Minecraft fan. So I have like super huge Gone nostalgia, like mixed in with my Minecraft nostalgia. So that's kind of funny. I feel called out because I asked about Bravo. Yeah, you don't need to feel bad about that. Like I'm not mad at you or anything about that. Like I totally understand that. It just comes from a place of wanting to see the character. I'm just saying like it makes it difficult for me to answer because I can't give away spoilers. We have fireworks going off in the background because it's July 4th, by the way. I mean, you guys knew that. So if you hear that, that's what that is. There's not like we're not being attacked. But yeah, no, don't. I'm not mad about anybody asking like about what future writers are going to appear. I just can't answer it, and it makes me feel bad because somebody's like, somebody really wanted Marika to make an appearance. Like somebody was like, please do right by my Peach Energy gal, and I was like, we'll see what happens. And I hate saying that because it makes me sound like I'm mad at you, and I just can't give it away. Like that's what I mean. So like I promise I'm not mad about you at all. Or not mad at you about it at all. And it makes sense that a lot of people would ask about Bravo specifically because Greedon and Bravo are like, one of the most recognizable pairs from Gone. So when you adapt Greedon as a main character, it is pretty natural to ask, well, where's Bravo? Like, where's the, because they expect the, like, master-apprentice dynamic. You guys are great, and I would love to be friends with y'all. I'm on my Force arc. I greatly appreciate that. That's very... Yeah, that's fine with me. No problem. Fireworks at the same time as me. I'm in a heat... Yeah, we are also in a heat wave. Beginning to wonder where you are now. No, that's okay. I mean, we're not going to get very specific with that, but like, yeah, I can't do anything outside right now at all, and that's like it's actively pushing back production, and it's even making it hard to like make props because paint only dries very well at it's not a super specific temperature, but there's a window where you want it to be, and if it's really hot and humid outside, you're not gonna have a good finish at all.
There was one time I was painting a door outside, and outside was like 90 at least degrees.
Yeah.
Dude, that paint dried in like 20 seconds.
Really?
And I was like, I mean, this is nice, but like, I'm dying, and I wore this black shirt because I thought it would be smart.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this sucks and this is great at the same time.
Yeah, it does better when it's humid. Yeah, humid, either very humid or very cold, dry environments, terrible for paint or anything of the sort. Like if something needs to dry, like, and at this point I've accumulated a lot of experience making props. I'm actually really excited for some of you guys to see the props that I've made for Chapter 2. I can't show you. Actually, yeah, I can because I just remember I showed it on an Instagram story. So now if I don't show you guys too, like it's not fair, and then I'm playing favorites and all that. So we got our Sonic Arrow prop here that I'm working on. It needs to be sealed and it needs to be painted and all that fun stuff. But the base is done. Yes, Sonic Arrow, and it does have lock seed functionality, which will be used in Chapter 2. I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna break, and I'm gonna look stupid.
That'd be so funny.
But I've tested this 1,000 times, so if it doesn't work now, I'm gonna be super angry. The fitting's a bit off, so that part will need some work. But yeah. It doesn't have like a working trigger or anything to like trigger the sound effects because it's just a static prop. It's not meant to be like a big toy basically. But yeah, I appreciate that. So I wasn't gonna show you guys. Then I was like, I showed the people on Instagram. So if I don't show you guys, it's playing favorites, and that wouldn't be fair. But yeah, Sonic Arrow will be making an appearance. I'm not gonna tell you what like anything more surrounding that. Because remember, we're changing a lot of stuff. So I know it's easy to think like just because I'm making a Sonic arrow that X and Y are going to be seen with it, but we're changing a lot of stuff. So like, you know, like that's kind of one reason why I don't like to show props and snippets that much, because it comes with certain expectations, and you might not be getting exactly what you're expecting. But in my opinion, that's half of the fun, maybe even more of the fun, because it's like it's a subversion, but also a treat. It's not like yanking a promise away from you. It's like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Bro, I heard your knees popping.
Yeah, dude, my knees are not doing so hot these days.
So it's pushing 30 really easily.
I don't want to talk about it. But thank you. Something I buy for you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's not for sale at the moment. If the Armored Guardians series ends like definitively, because like I said, Chapter 2 is going to be a soft finale. Like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Chapter 2 is like, it's going to feel like 60% of a finale, because I want to leave in enough threads to pick up on at some point later, if we ever can. But if it ever does come to a definitive end and you guys want to buy the props, like, I can see if we can do that.
You should sign it too.
But no, Thomas, we are not famous. But I'll think about it, because a lot of hours goes into that, so it'd be nice to get like some kind of financial payback for that, I guess. But it's really, the satisfaction comes in making it for me. So, yeah, he's my brother, but thank you.
Huh?
Oh my god, that reminds me of the Sonic Arrow. There, right? The Sonic Arrow toy is, yeah. Yeah, I never bought the Sonic Arrow toy, one, because for some reason it like shot up in value like really fast, and so if I wanted to buy one, it'd be like $200. Like, by the time I would have been able to get my hands on it, and it's like that big. And so like the really cool thing about the Sonic Arrow prop here is I've like worked on like done kind of like motion tests with it, seeing how it feels, and like it feels amazing to swing around. Like, if any of you guys are like wondering why they used the Sonic Arrow mainly as like a double-bladed sword, like a melee weapon, because it just feels super good to swing around. Like, that sounds super weird, but like it just feels like it's just fun to like twirl and like pretend to hit stuff with. And if you did that with the toy, it'd weigh like 10 pounds and be that big. Whereas you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with that, and don't worry, we will. There's a website called Mandrake. Yeah, I ordered from Mandrake. That's the reason why both of our props have gray straps, because only one of them is a CSM version, and the other one is actually Genesis driver straps applied onto the Sengoku driver black, like, base belt pieces, kind of. So that's why they're both able to have gray, because I didn't want any yellow belt straps for our Guardians, because that wouldn't match any of the color schemes. And I just like different stuff, and I kind of think the gray works better on some riders than the yellow, depending on which one. Yeah, I actually used to shop on that site a lot. I might have gotten a couple more of my lock seeds from Mandrake too, because they used to have some really good values on there. I don't know if they still do, because I haven't checked it out in quite a while, but I think I got one of my faceplates from there. Probably the Zangetsu one, since it was like a separate weird release. Did I skip something? No, I don't think so. Yeah, they've got some crazy good deals on there, and like I would definitely do like a sponsor for them if they hit me up and did that. I wouldn't care to sell out for a really cool site and company like them, and really like I feel like we could probably help boost their sales quite a bit with some Gaim items. Did we have any more comments on that post?
The other one was what's next after chapter
2? Okay, what's next after chapter 2? I already kind of answered that. Whatever we can do, because I have like rough drafts for like at least 4 chapters. But I don't think all of those are going to be able to be made. Honestly, at least not in like full episode format. Um, so we'll see like what we can do later on. I did also want to read some comments on the chapter 1 official release, though, if you want to pull that up. Yeah, X-Aid was a season that I wanted to. X-Aid came out when I was 16, so I really wanted a lot of the X-Aid stuff, but didn't have, didn't have the money for it. So I've got like 4 Gashats, and like that's all I ended up getting. At one point, because I loved Snipe so much, I wanted to make a Snipe, like my own like Snipe adaptation miniseries. It would have been terrible. I actually made like a really short like trailer for it when I was like 17, and it was terrible. Like it was garbage. I couldn't release it now if I wanted to. I probably deleted it like back in like 2017. But yeah, Snipe was like a top 5 Kamen Rider character for me. No, that's okay. I appreciate that. We probably won't hit you up on. We probably won't like message you on social media or anything. But like, you know, we're totally okay with talking. You know, through live streams. That's not a big deal at all. And we appreciate the support. Like you said. So, but yeah, that makes me feel old now because I actually turned 26 tomorrow. So in like 2 hours is going to be my 26th birthday. And dang, like X80 was 10 years ago, dude. Wow. What are we doing? I guess it'll be 10 years in like September. But okay, we've got the official chapter 1 video pulled up here, and I'm going to read off some comments and respond to some of those in greater length because I'm not very good at commenting as like a page owner, if that makes sense, because you kind of have to like show a degree of restraint, you know. And there are some questions or some comments that I think would warrant a more descriptive answer, but you know, when you're trying to play it cool, you just got to be like, "Thanks for the comment," or like, "Thanks for the support."
Do I like this? No.
Yeah. Dude, that's one of my favorite comments that I think I've ever gotten. We got this comment on the original Chapter 1 release that was like, "Am I gonna watch this? No. Is this good? No. But do I respect you? Almost." Like, and I was like, "Dude, why did you even comment?"
It's so funny.
It's so funny, but it's so mean the more you think about it. Because
this is honest.
I guess so. I don't know how you knew it was bad though if you didn't watch it. But thank you for the happy early birthday wish. I greatly appreciate that. Dude, these fireworks are making me mad. Okay, so like I said, we've got the Chapter 1 re-release pulled up here. We're going to read some of the comments. Like I said this earlier, but if you guys have not watched the Chapter 1 re-release, the full official version, please do that. That only has 4,000 views, and the original, now non-canonized release has 18,000 views. So as of right now, a lot more people are going to go into our next project with the wrong base. And that kind of has me concerned, especially because our awesome animator, his name is William. William, if you're watching, thank you, because you help legitimize our project by a lot. And if there's anything we can do to like put your name out there in a bigger way, we will do that, because like
t-shirts,
like for real, dude. Like honestly, like because his transformation effects, it takes a lot of work because he has to design the whole fruit armor and then animate it like falling on and then moving. Like it's a lot of stuff, and I try to make it as easy for him as possible. So we're probably not gonna have any crazy VFX shots because this was never gonna be a crazy like VFX first production. But like William, if you're watching, thank you. Because I actually feel kind of bad because most people are not getting to see his work, and they're only watching the original version, which they're complaining about. We got a lot of nice comments on the original Chapter 1 release, but like, would you say there were more compliments or more like constructive criticism comments?
I don't know. It was more like there's a lot of nice ones, and then there was 50-50 on mean and then criticism. it wasn't really like the two of them kind of mixed into like that was like the
Yeah.
part. It wasn't like a bunch of negative ones.
Yeah, it was really interesting to me because there were a lot of comments that were like,
Am I gonna like this? No.
that's so funny, dude. It's still so funny. There were a lot of comments that were like, this isn't good, but like, good job. Like,
yeah. It's like, I mean,
and it's so funny to me because like, and this is gonna sound super pretentious, but there are a lot of fan films that are a lot shorter and doing a lot less than we are, and people will just comment things like, "Good job, loved it, it was great," but when people watch our video, they're suddenly like, "I couldn't help but notice the audio at the 4 minute and 17-second mark was not quite up to par for my standards." So, and I was just like, "Whoa!" Like I was not expecting people to get so analytical at some points. Like I honestly thought people were just going to be like, "Wow, great job," because that's what I see on comments for other fan films. But for us, they were like, dude, like there were like breakdowns. They were like I said, like at the 12-minute mark, the audio was not, entire. And I have a lot to do or a lot to improve on in my audio mixing in particular. But I was just not. I was not prepared for that. Like I had some people, and Thomas has seen it. We talked about it in a live stream after the original, and they were like, there would be these like 5-paragraph long comments, and it would be like, "Look, you tried really hard, and you did okay, but it could be better." And I was just like, "Okay, thanks for that, I guess." Because I have to, because it's really interesting because you reach this weird middle ground where it's good enough to be analyzed, but not good enough to be like a professional, level project. So it's not quite like, like fan film made for $0 over the course of one weekend. Because we had like 17 filming days for chapter 1. It was a lot. But it's also not like we're up here and we have like sound stages and like microphones and like professional like
sound booth.
Yeah, or sound booths for like ADR sessions. So we're in this weird middle spot where I think people are all like, well, I think they're trying, they just suck. So I think it's supposed to kind of like be a sort of compliment if they're like breaking it down that hard in the first place, because if something warrants analysis, then it's inherently complex enough and like good enough to like break down, as opposed to being a super simple, super like one note project. But like it's when you do it all yourself, because like 90% of the Armored Guardians is like my creative efforts. It feels weird, Not that they don't like. Obviously, this couldn't happen without Thomas and without our other cast members and without William, our animator. Let's go, William. I don't think he's in here, but we love you, bro. You have to watch the new version of Chapter 1. Please watch the new version of Chapter 1. I promise it's better. The audio is better. It has like the actual transformation effects in it. It features Baroness. It features Gensui. It features our villain as well. Our villain was not seen at all in the now non-canonized. New post, is that Mars? No, that is our Baroness upgrade form, which I just now realized if you have only seen the non-canonized version of Chapter 1, you have not seen Baroness at all. Except for like 2 seconds at the end, but you didn't get to see the suit. So I'm spoiling stuff for you, so my bad. Oh yeah, I saw that. That reveal, I just saw that. Okay, we need to break down some comments though, because I've just had Thomas sit over here with this open for like 5 minutes.
How long are we going to go through this?
How much longer you got?
I'm so tired.
We'll wrap it up right after the comments. How's that?
Okay.
No, that's okay. You don't have to apologize for not watching the new re-release. I don't think YouTube actually recommended it to that many people. Probably as a result of the titles being relatively similar. I did change the title though. The official Chapter 1 is called The Threshold, whereas the original Chapter 1 was mainly just about Jacob and was called The Dreamer in reference to him. So like I think it's on YouTube for not like putting that in very many people's feeds, which is really unfortunate because in my opinion it is a vastly superior version of Chapter 1. and it gets to utilize the talents of much more of our cast. So I'm much more proud of it as well. Okay. If there's one that's just like we can't say anything about it, then like don't worry about it.
At least these comments are nicer.
These comments are nicer. I did notice that. There's less people like analyzing it critically. Not that I can't take criticism. Well, I don't know. It depends on the critique. Some people are mean, dude.
I'll make a fake account and I'll.
Some people like it's crazy. Like I've seen some fan films, and see, like I don't even approach the Armored Guardians like a fan film. I legitimately just try and make it the best thing I can be, and we just kind of happen to be fans. But like the level of critique people applied to the original release is shocking to me. Like even now.
It's funny, that's the same person that the first comment.
Yeah, for what it is, I enjoyed this quite a lot. Obviously, there are a lot of things that need work, but it's a great start. I appreciate that. I think it's an unintentionally backhanded compliment to say for what it is, I enjoyed this quite a lot. Again, we're not a professional level production, but I think we got a lot better just over like the re-release and things like that because we've done a few small projects before now. The Gone Soccer movie was great, and you should do a Winter Summer movie. Yeah, I wish we could do that. That'd be cool. See, what I love about the Gone Soccer movie is how much it digs into like mythological and almost religious elements, and we're actually going to be using a lot of that. Like, not the soccer stuff. That stuff's fun too in context of the movie, but there's not really a lot I wanted to do with that. Although we do go to a soccer field in the first episode as one of the playground locations. So, yeah.
Just dead quiet for like.
That's okay. How much as I think about to like pass out?
I'm tired.
That's okay. Do you want me to read that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can read this if you want to. If you want to like take a nap.
I'm just gonna go.
I don't think you want to leave your phone
here. No, I don't.
As a huge Kamen Rider fan, this is a really nice fan project. Kudos to you guys. It's clear you put a lot of love into the suits and the action scenes. Guy was one of my top favorite Rider seasons. I even have a silver apple lock suit that I put on my purse as a good luck charm, and so seeing the story get adapted like this is very cool indeed. Also, props on making Greedon one of the main characters in this. It's a shame how much he got shafted in the show proper. So I love Gaim a lot, and Greedon is my favorite character, and I think, because I said that earlier, but I think Gaim, I don't think it actually ended up, I don't think it was originally supposed to have like as big and expansive of a plot, and I think Greedon was going to be a much bigger part of that season. But then they were like, actually, we're gonna have a much more large scale mythological realm type arcs and explorations, which I dug a lot. And honestly, I think the show was better for it, as opposed to staying like really small scale. But Greedon did get kind of shafted. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say completely shafted, because he did get some really good moments, even later in the season and even in the finale. But yeah, like I said earlier, Greedon was gonna be a big, like, from the get-go, from the first draft. Greedon was a main character, and I guess I should refer to him as Sentinel because Sentinel is our Greedon counterpart. From the get-go, Sentinel was going to be a main character. I only came up with the name Sentinel like right before the first chapter released. Originally, it was like I had some really weird name for Sentinel. It was like based on this really old like Viking name. It was like Ironside or something, and I don't like that at all. So I'm glad I changed that.
That sounds like a sniper.
Yeah. So some people probably would have dug it, but I'm glad I changed it. If it isn't a spoiler or anything, I was wondering what made you decide to call it the Playground. I just wanted to have a title that didn't sound scary. you know, like kind of had this whimsical tone to it, even though it was actually like frightening to be inside.
The grabber. No.
It was just something different. Because I didn't want it to be something like Helheim adjacent. Too much. I mean, it's obviously similar a little bit by just being an alternate realm that the characters go to and die. But it wasn't supposed to feel like exactly like that. You guys are great, and I wish we could chat or something sometime. But as soon as y'all in this room going to sleep, it's 5 a.m. here. Oh, I forgot you were in Spain, dude. I appreciate your
so sorry.
Your willingness to stay on for so long. Like
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry to keep you up.
I have no excuse with him now.
Yeah,
I got no excuse.
But it's been great to talk with you guys too. We'll probably just read a few more comments, dude. I think. Okay. With Morphicon coming up, are you guys planning to launch something there? We are not going to be at Power Morphicon or any other cons. Because I'm just going to be honest, we're both relatively busy people, and we just can't go that far out of our way to go to another con. I did see, though, that Gaku Sano, Kamen Rider Gaim's actor, is going to some American convention, Anime Express, again this year, because he went to one last year, I think, in New York, and he's coming back for one this year. And I thought about like begging somebody that's going, like, can you please tell him about like our series? Can you show us like 3 seconds and like?
And he's gonna sign another orange.
Yeah, like that was funny. Oh man,
what do they do with that orange?
Yeah, I don't know, because an orange is not going to last you very long. No. So I'd probably put it in like the freezer or something, and just like hope that it lasts as long as possible.
Do you know what people do with like roses? They like put in like this glue kind of thing. I wonder if they did it with.
I know what you're talking about. There's a specific name for that. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool though. But yeah, dude, I'd be so sad if I got Gaku Sano, Gaim himself, to sign an orange, and then I just wake up and the orange is just like. It's just so rotted away, or somebody ate it. That might be worse.
Oh no!
But I thought about asking a couple people that are going to that con, just being like, "Can you please like some about our dumb little fan series, please? Can you just like can you show them like 3 seconds? Like I'll send you $50,
dude. If we can get his like reaction to that,
yeah. Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Easy YouTube video.
Easy. Thomas, don't talk about money in front of the viewers.
Just for the experience would be great, but I'm just saying, easy.
The money would flow in. I mean, that would legitimize us a little bit.
The criticism would be absolutely.
I'd feel so bad for him because he'd have to say something nice.
Yeah.
He couldn't watch that and then say like any of the mean stuff he could actually be thinking. Not that I think he's a mean dude or anything like that, but that's something you have to realize is that like he could have very well thinking, wow, these guys are dorks. That was 12 years ago. Let it go. But he definitely say something like, because he's a really nice guy. He's really sweet. I follow him on Instagram, and all that. He's super nice. Yeah, you're good. If you need to go to bed, dude, don't feel bad about going to bed. But yeah, we won't be going to any cons ourselves or anything like that. As much as I wish we could, because I know a lot of other fan project series make their announcements there and do their own panels there. And I would like for us to do our own panel, like, somewhere here, somewhere local. Just get everybody together for a live chat or something, because no one has ever heard from the cast other than us. So, like, questions for the whole cast, I think, could be really cool. This looks really cool, not gonna lie. Question, will Kamen Rider Baron be in the adaptation? And will Gaim obtain his third forms in his adaptation? So Baron is in the first, 3 seconds of the official chapter 1. So I guess this guy hadn't watched it yet. As far as other Gaim forms, I can't tell you because it's spoilers. And I wish I could, but I can't. I think that's pretty much everything.
But you cropped out the helmet, though.
Oh yeah, there's a shot where I wasn't paying attention, and one of our actors is out of the suit, but we set the helmet down, like right behind them, and it was very much in the shot. And I was so mad at myself. I was like, dude, how did I leave the helmet in picture?
It was like perfect bottom right.
Yeah, like it looked so amateur, dude. Yeah. You can have your phone. It looked so bad. But thankfully, like I was able to just crop it out. We didn't have to reshoot it, which we could have done. Not, it wouldn't have been a huge deal, but yeah. I think that's all the time we have for today. Thomas is probably about to pass out, and we always end up making these way longer than I want to. Yeah, I'm always like, well, this one is just going to be 30 minutes. Like, just,
2 hours.
It's fine. It's. I think this one's actually shorter than usual, because, like...
This one's like, what?
An hour and 20 minutes, almost. Yeah. Hour and 10 minutes. I think our last one was, like, 2 hours. Yeah. Like, 2.5 hours, so... But thank you guys so much for staying for the live stream and sending in your questions. We're going to try to get some more content out there pretty soon, and some more posts and things like that to interact with you guys, because we really appreciate your support and encouragement. So please keep the questions coming into other posts or anything like that, and we'll try and get back to you. And I think that's it for me. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining.